Hi, my name is Oscar Morfin de la Yata. This video is made to do a metacognition process of my learnings in the course of ethics, sustainability, and social responsibility. Um, the purpose of this video is to do an analysis of my process of learning all the topics that I've been seeing and how I can relate it to the various dimensions of my personality. Uh, First, the value of this personal reflection helps for me to understand the importance of the topics I've seen during this process and how I will be applying them in various parts of my life. I will dedicate one section to each of the dimensions of my learning process. First, personal, then professional, citizen, and consumption, using the Schwartz scale, which consists in five questions, which are: what have I learned? How have I learned it? What has been the easiest and most complicated or most innovative regarding learning strategies? What can I improve? How has this process helped me to learn? And finally, how can I apply the acquired knowledge in different situations? So, in my personal dimension, personally, I have learned to make more conscious decisions in regard with the environment. This is because we learned the terms of greenwashing, selectivism, ecological footprint, and more that help me to identify patterns that affect the environment. I have also learned to live a more simple and healthy life. I learned this because we had a specialist in class that talked to us about the definition of greenwashing and gave us examples of how to identify it. I learned to live a more healthy and simple life because I saw the effects of the high meat consumption and transportation to the environment, which gave me or made me eat more healthier. And also, I reduced my using car transportation, which also made me walk more, which are healthier habits. The hardest has been walking more because, for example, to the gym, because of the high temperatures that are actually very uncomfortable. But at the end, it is a better option because it is really close and there is no need to use my car. I can be better by carpooling more if I want to get better. And I will learn the positive effects because I will see it reflected on less spent on gasoline monthly, which will make me want to carpool more. I can apply this knowledge in a lot of dimensions in my life because they are positive things that somehow will always come back to me as a positive thing. Now, in the professional dimension, I am currently studying for a bachelor in mechatronics engineering. My career has a link to sustainability because mechatronic systems focuses on using energy efficient processes that reduce the carbon footprint. We can implement sustainable manufacturing and implement the use of renewable energy systems. I have learned that there is no 100% efficient process nor 100% clean or sustainable products. I learned this as I was doing my greenwashing evidence when I saw that some brands claim to have 100% sustainable products. And during my investigation, I realized that this is not possible. The easiest in this learning process was to hear it in first hand from a professional. And the hardest was to find clear information about topics like infinitely recyclable materials. I can improve by asking more questions to the professionals that I have in first hand, like the professional they took to talk to us to the class. Because sometimes it is hard to find very specific information on the internet. I will apply this knowledge as an engineer to implement eco friendly processes that use clean energy to produce clean and ethical products. In a citizen dimension, I learned how, in a problem that involves the environment, there are a lot of actors involved. One very important actor are the citizens, us. I learned my responsibility as a citizen to raise my voice when something is not going well, like I saw it on my evidence of the water pollution problem in Guaymas, where neighborhoods and citizen leaders put pressure on the government to solve problems faster, like water spills. The easiest in this learning process was to analyze the importance of society related to a problem that involves everybody. The hardest was to understand my role and my responsibility to do more, to raise my voice and to help solve the problems that affect us all. I can improve by denouncing when something is not right, like reporting sewage spills. It has helped me to take a broader view of problems in general, taking all actors into consideration. I will raise my voice from now on. Finally, as a consumer, I learned to change my consumption habits because I learned the impact that personal habits have on the environment and how small action can make big change. I learned it because I questioned myself when I made the ecological footprint test. And I realized that if everybody consumed the way I do, we will need around 8.8 Earths to fulfill the needs. So this was excessive for me. And I also realized that I was buying like from 7 to 10 plastic water bottles a week. So this is where I questioned my consumption habits. Before starting, it seemed really easy to lower my consumption in all aspects. But on practice, I couldn't change my meat consumption, for example. But I learned that I could reduce plastic very easily with just reusing plastic bottles and buying a thermal. I can improve my personal actions by expanding these learnings to other dimensions, like food consumption or water reduction. My learning process can be better if I start changing more habits, and at the end of the months, I will see the results reflected on me. Personally, I can apply this knowledge in keeping my body healthy, my house clean, and not contaminating the environment. These would have effects in me personally. The learnings through this course were very valuable and contributed to make me an agent of change. I learned to choose products correctly in the market to avoid greenwashing. Now I can detect slacktivism in social media. I learned easy ways to reduce my ecological footprint, and finally, I learned how to analyze a big problem that affects the environment in several parts that make the analysis easier and more objective to propose solutions. To conclude, I want to share a statistic with you. In Mexico, only 6% of the plastic produced is reused. I want to make a call for action for everybody to start reusing and recycling plastics specifically. A lot of companies are trying to produce products from recycled plastics, but if consumers don't recycle, it is impossible to create a circular economy based on plastic. The SDGs related to climate action and sustainability 11, 12, and 13 are at stake if we don't collaborate. So I invite you all to start this practice and you will see the benefits in the future. In my case, this statistic moved me to start reusing plastic. It's your turn.